All right, so I'm exhausted. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just waking up. I took a nap between 1 and 2. Like, as you know, I haven't slept all night long because the rats were just insane. They were jumping on things, crawling through things, refrigerator cabinets, dressers, closet. I mean, you name it, they were crawling through it. Rat feces in my clothes. They chewed through the cords of like the printers, of the video cameras. I mean, just everywhere, and just all night long. It starts like at like 11 o'clock at night, and it stops like at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I don't get any sleep. Well, actually earlier than that it started, but I don't get any sleep at all at night. And so, like I said, at first I was hard on myself because I was like, wow, I'm not sleeping. You know, I really am not sleeping. You know how people ask you, what are you doing awake? And you're just like, well, you know, at first I would go to the bathroom, wake up and go to the bathroom, and then I would stay awake from there. But the truth about it is that, actually, I think the rats were probably waking me up at first then, but it wasn't so bad. Now I was at the point where I don't even get a chance to go to sleep, that they're so loud. So I end up being up all night long. But this time I know what it is. It's the rats, you know. So I don't know. And it made me very uncomfortable. Like I said, how the lady, she never really did anything with the house before. But I noticed that, you know, she was doing a lot, which, you know, it's not a bad thing to do that, you know, because you're taking care of things, but it wasn't being taken care of before. But anyways, everything looks a lot better as far as getting everything going. I really did need to sleep, and I did, and it was so good. And usually I would have been mad at myself and hard at myself because I would have been like, wow, you have so much stuff to do and you're going to take a nap in the middle of the afternoon. But the truth is, you know, I still need to sleep. I'm human. You know, I need to be able to function. So I did exactly what I planned to when I went to sleep. Oh, shoot, I left my water. I'm going to, and see, this is, I'm not annoyed now because I got some sleep. If I hadn't gotten any sleep, I would be annoyed. My big old duffel bag just fell off of the little rolling cart. But because I had some sleep, you know, I'm a little calmer now. The thing is that I woke up, I didn't take a shower. I took one earlier, but I didn't take a shower, so this is not good. Because you know how when you're walking and you don't notice it at first, but then you feel it, like, okay, your arms are tingling and you're just like, okay, I hope I make it all the way through. But nobody has really been talking or bothering me, to me anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm out of breath already. I left my water. Water's gonna be nice and hot when I get back. Yeah, but I'm making good progress. I'm proud of myself for making this trip. I have another, and you know, the other thing, you know, perceptions and the way you think about things. Like I said, I told you what I thought at first. It made me uncomfortable because later said it still does. But on the other hand, it almost felt good because it felt good to have somebody, like, even though we weren't together, like working alongside you, you know, because it's to show that you're not the only one like slaving out in the hot sun. You know, you got to do what you got to do. So, and I'm, you know, it's just, you know, it's just what it is. I did need motivation, so I thank God for the motivation, even though, you know, I can't always get everything I want. The motivation of the homeless administrator the first day for allowing me to have a bed for that one night. Thanks to, you know, the lady, you know, for doing her gardening or whatever at the same time that I was trying to do whatever I needed to do. Because even though, like I said, it's not perfect, not exactly what I wanted, there was somebody else that was out there slaving in the sun, you know. So I am thankful. So now I'm going to focus on this walk and getting this stuff. Oh, speaking of which, like, what made me think about this is that I'm walking past, or I may have already walked past, where this lady lives. Last night, you know how I be feeling bad about myself a lot? Last night I walked past this lady and her son, and I felt so weird because I don't know why, but all of a sudden a lot of young people have been like coming into play in my life. Like the girl yesterday was 17, and I could see like whenever I could hold it together for the most part, but whenever somebody starts talking to me, you can see the pain, and it was just so unattractive because I went to ask the bus driver something. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I don't know what folks stopped, but it wasn't good though. I went to ask the bus driver to make sure I got off at this stop. I got up a little early, so when I asked him, I just started chatting. Then the girl asked about her stop, and I think she was trying to intervene because I was probably talking the man to death. And hey, and but instead of allowing her to intervene, which wasn't intentional for me not to, but I was standing right there, so I was like, oh yeah, she wants to know how to get off at such and such a place. And she looked at me like with this look of kind of disgust, and you know, like, because I can be really ugly, not in attitude, but just like visually ugly. And when I'm hurting on the inside, you can see that. And y'all probably seen it a lot here, because a lot of times by the time I get here vlogging and carrying on, it's because there's something that's hurting me and I need to let it out. Now, then yesterday when I was walking, it was like late, well, getting dark, and there was a lady, and you could tell even though the boy was tall, you could tell it was a teenage boy by his mannerisms. And she was holding him close to her, and she was just like, you know, kind of pulled him back, but I guess she was pulling him back so I could walk past. But my impression, because I feel so bad about myself, my impression was that, you know, that I look like some big old predator or something. And the reason I feel like that is because I was on Badu and I posted pictures of myself, and then I got some warning about posting pictures of people that aren't you or underage. I was like, that is a picture of me, and I'm 40, you know. And I was like, I don't even talk to underage people. And then I started getting messages from like 20-year-olds. Then I got messages from people that were like 18, well, said they were 18. And I'm like, what is going on, you know? So that's why I felt like, am I on some like predator alert or something? I don't even be around kids. But it made me feel odd. And then too, being so lonely and awkward, it's like when people talk to you, it's like you feel, for me, I feel grateful that somebody even spoke to me. And it used to be like when kids or children spoke to me, especially young ones, it's like a blessing because it just lightens you up. And it still lightens you up. But when I come across like teenagers and things like that speak to me, comes a whole row of them now. So I gotta make sure they get past, okay? So, so when you come across like, when I come across teenagers, because they're young adults, it's almost like part of me wants to share, you know, that the world really ain't all it is. So I'm giving them all this doom and gloom. It's so sad. I need to just stop talking to people. So on the one hand, I'm giving them all this doom and gloom. And then on the other hand, I'm kind of beholden. Thank you. I'm kind of beholden to them a little bit because, you know, I want to be accepted and acknowledged, and they know a lot more than I do. Like the girl was telling me, I had my laptop in this bag, but it was like half of the laptop was out, but I didn't think nothing of it is in my bag, you know. I'm figuring you got to go through something to pull it out. And she showed me how somebody could just walk past and just pick it up. It's easy. You just pick it right up and keep on walking. And she didn't say that. She showed me. She just walked past. Nobody lifted her eyebrow, nothing. I was like, damn, you know. So this little girl actually taught me something, you know. Yeah, so I need to feel better about myself. One thing that I think is the biggest thing that makes me feel bad about myself is my weight. It's to the point where I really do. I can't believe these people are blowing their horn like that. They see it's a bus. I mean, it's stupid. You got to let people off the bus. I wonder who the people are such idiots. And this person is driving a Zuni transportation. There's like a little community bus that goes around. The man is letting people out. The lady or whoever is in their car with their dark tinted windows is just laying off on a horn. That's one reason I can't drive. Because stuff like that, and then road rage. But even walking is a hazard because I might be walking too slow for somebody's preference. And actually that happened twice yesterday. I don't think people was even paying attention that I was walking. They just was turning a corner and I was crossing the crosswalk. They didn't even slow down to look to see if somebody was walking across the street. They almost hit me twice, you know. But I guess human life is just a drop in the bucket, you know. It could accidentally been taken by someone at, you know, at any time. Anyways, I'm exhausted now, so I'm gonna go. Oh, the other thing that I was feeling, I was walking down the street and somebody was blowing their horn. And it was a young lady from this church that I went to. She used to walk or whatever, and she bought a car. You know, and that's what a lot of support does. To me, she's really young, but her age is 27. She lives with her mom. She has the support of the church. People come and pick her up. And I mean, it's just, I don't know. And then I remember one day, this really bothered me, where it's like you put forth one image, but it's like she's obedient, but it's something else. Like, and nobody owes anything anybody else, but just one day there was like, I was hurting a lot. I went to like a church. It really hurt me because I really was trying to dedicate myself to this church, you know. And it's like different people asked me for my number, but it was just, I think, to put it in their little church database. Nobody ever called me. I asked something simple, like just to update me, you know, when the church are having functions. I live right across the street. Nothing. Nothing at all, you know. And I don't know, you know, I was hoping they would have like an automated church list. Just absolutely nothing. You know, there was one lady that reached out, took my number, did nothing with it. Then there was a young man, he took it, but he was really like asking too many questions for my preference. And so I just told him, I said, look, if you have an automated list, I would prefer that you just send me automated messages, you know, because I don't want no problems, you know. And then there was another one at Walgreens. He was like, oh, give me your number so that we can keep in contact regarding poetry and bullshit like that. Because, oh man, I write poetry too, you know. And so what ended up happening, he was like, oh yeah, I'll call you right now, to avoid me asking to take the information in return. And he did call, and you know, but didn't leave a number, and the number was blocked, you know. So people, I just don't get it, you know. It's like I feel like almost there's nowhere to turn, you know, if you want support and encouragement. I don't even have family for that. And the stories I could tell you are heartbreaking. Like the one guy said about watching my video, and you know, he was just like, it's really hard to watch. If he thought that was hard to watch, I mean, I have stuff like that all the time, you know. It's nothing new, you know. And maybe other people do too. Maybe the only difference is they have, wow, this is like one of those days. So this is like the third time this bag has fallen over since I started walking. The other day when I did this, it didn't fall over at all. It's like 3 times already. I haven't even gotten on the other side of the street yet. So, but what I was saying is that maybe other people go through the same too, but it just lessens it. I don't think that's true, because nobody can. I don't think, as much as I get it, I just don't think it's that way. But I think what it is that the way that I get those types of responses is directly related to what people think about me. What people think about me is directly related to what I think about myself. What I think about myself is directly related to the amount of love that I do or do not get, you know. And I don't have that connection. This is like the 4th time. I only got like 2 centimeters up the street, literally, and this is the 4th time. If this keeps falling like this, I don't know if I can make it like all the way to where I'm going, you know. I mean, this is because what if it falls off like when I'm crossing the street, you know what I'm saying?